Hi, welcome to Nick Chase Life. In my last video, I kind of reflected on my current situation, and now it's time to start taking some actual steps forward. I'm not a guru, I'm not a finance expert or a productivity coach. I'm just a man, for better or worse, trying to pursue a better tomorrow. And if I'm serious about changing my life, I need to know where I stand and I need to know where I'm going to go. So let's start with maybe a quick life audit. Honest and efficient here. Just going to try to go through this really quick. Like basic subjects, health. I eat healthy, but I'm not working out at the moment. So there's lots of room for improvement there. Money. I'm currently unemployed, so I'm losing about $2,500 a month. Skills. I'm feeling relatively strongly in this area because I feel like I'm above average and I have a large range of skills. Like I can do a lot. But for what I'm trying to accomplish now, for what my goals are now, I really feel like maybe I don't have the correct skills. So there's definitely room for improvement in this area. 5 out of 10. All right, discipline. Now, not good. I start a lot of things and I never finish them. Um, I have this tendency where I'm doing good in life, right? Like I'm doing something good, things are going great, it's getting better, and then I start getting to a point where I'm comfortable and I get satisfied, but then I get complacent and things kind of just start going downhill and I finally just I don't know, I get lazy or something. It's just I lose my focus. So I'm gonna have to say 4 out of 10 on this one. All right, environment. I'm doing okay here. I have a healthy environment around me, but for the most part, I'm kind of the only one motivating myself. I don't have anyone that really supports me or my ideas, so it's kind of a neutral position, I guess, here. I'm going to say 5 out of 10. Mindset. I would say I'm rock solid in this category, okay? I'm convinced that this path that I'm taking is going to be really good for me. I'm convinced that I'm gonna, for better or worse, I'm gonna figure something out about myself, and I want to pursue that with an all-in mindset. But I don't have any delusions about what the outcome is gonna be. I don't really have any guarantees, and I'm not trying to fluff that up. So I think my mindset's pretty clear on what I'm doing, what I want to do, and yeah, I'm feeling like that's like a 9 or a 10. All right, so that's kind of like some quick assessments about where I am right now. Let's talk a little bit really quickly about also where I want to maybe go in the future. Like, what are some of my goals? Um, Financially, we just have to kind of start there, right? Like, I need a stable income. I need to just kind of stabilize my life, secure the stability for my family. And with that, I need something like $4,000 to $5,000 a month to kind of remove the pressure from my current situation. I think that would be enough. I don't think it's too radical or unrealistic, but it would really put me in a position that would really take all the stress off me and I could kind of pursue what I wanted to pursue with a little bit more freedom. So I think that's a good financial goal for me within the next year. Um, One of my biggest goals I have is self respect and discipline, kind of like self mastery. I've always kind of like joked at this subject before because I never really like who doesn't know who they are or I kind of just played it off, but I need to start doing the things that I'm going to say I do. Um, if I can build discipline, I really feel like everything else becomes possible, and then I can kind of become that person that has self-respect for himself. I can kind of become that person in a long-term goal. um, I can start accomplishing a little bit more self respect and be happy with who I am. But I think discipline is going to be the key that makes all those things possible. So, discipline for me isn't waking up at like 5 a.m. either. It's just simply just doing the work when the motivation drops, like having systems in place that you can rely on, that work for you, that help you get through your day when motivation is gone. Because I think motivation does come and go. I think it waxes and wanes. So discipline needs to kind of be steady, right? And that's historically where I've struggled, or maybe where I've fallen off my path before in life. Like I've done good things, but maybe I've just kind of fallen short of my goals or fallen off that path because I just didn't have the discipline. And it sucks saying that out loud. It really does. But, this is me just being honest. Like I don't have anything to lose at this point. So it's true. Um, with that being said, I think the end term goal of all that discipline really amounts to something like me building something meaningful that would help myself and eventually can become kind of a model that can help other people. Like, I want to build something real. I want to build a real space where people who are rebuilding their lives can follow kind of my story a little bit honestly and say, hey, if this clown can do it, so can I. Um, it's kind of like an earned freedom. I don't really care about the flashy things right now or in general, really. Um, but I have this idea about building out like a space that I earn for myself, kind of like a man cave, right? So just as an example, there's these like tractor huts. They're tractor sheds, is what they are, and they're about the size of like three car lengths, like three parking spots, like all in a line. So they're not huge, but God, they're really cool. And like I would love to just have like this little quiet place I could ride to my bike to outside of town. That would be like my work. I would go there and I could just kind of like rebuild one of these sheds into like an office. God, that would be so cool. Like it would have enough spot for like one car. You could put like in the middle section like a coffee machine with like a couch hang out and like maybe a bookshelf or something. And then on like the other third, the last side of it, you put like your computer. You have your office, you have all of your work equipment, and to me that would be like an earned space. That would be something that like I would love to work toward, because if I could go to that space every day for work, that would be a win. I feel like that would be an awesome goal for me. That would be a dream come true. So those are a little bit of a few of my goals right now that I have for myself. Um, my immediate plan, like how am I going to get there, right? Now, nothing is going to change unless I change, right? What is it? Albert Einstein has a pretty famous quote where it's like, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is like the definition of insanity. And yeah, like we got to change, right? We can't keep doing the same things and expect different results. It doesn't work like that. So it's not about overnight success. It's just really about becoming someone reliable. And like I said, that element of self respect, to myself, my family. And I think the end goal of all that is eventually when you are built up to a point where you're stable, you can then become a community member who's in a position to help other people. And I think that would be just that would be satisfying in life, right? That would be a worthy goal to be able to help other people. But with this, there's no shortcuts. Like I have to build this thing up brick by brick. So goals goals are going to give me direction. Goals are good, but I need a plan and I need structure. Like intentions are easy, but structure is what really makes them real. Um, so I need to incorporate organization, or like an element of organization, into my life. Talking about like just using calendars, um, to-do lists, all of that stuff just effectively. I got to really get organized and start using my time more efficiently. Right now, I've kind of taken that first step, I guess. I mean, it's easy, right? Get yourself a book, something like this. This is step one. Start writing out to-do lists, start writing out what I got to get going on, and just start moving on it. I really just need to glue this thing to my hand and look at it more, because I wrote some stuff down in the morning, and now that it's 1600, I've got 5 things written down, and I've only got 2 of them accomplished. So I mean, this is why I'm feeling a little off track, right? Like I'm not getting the things done that I want to get done. So I need to start paying attention to my to-do lists. I need to start working on these things, and I need to start getting more organized. Um, and I think the calendars kind of help you out with what am I doing today, what am I doing tomorrow, and what's going on within this week. Um, and that is ultimately the next step, right? Like the immediate plan. Like, what am I doing this week? So let's look back at my life audit here real quick. I've got some pretty low numbers. And that's okay. Like, I'm going to have to start somewhere. And it's embarrassing, but it is what it is. So I've got some low numbers, and let's just start by picking off this low hanging fruit here. I said I had a 3 for health, I have a 0 for money, and discipline's at like a 4. So I can't really change my financial situation right now. Like, I can't just, hey, um, and that's because, I'm not trying to just go down the standard job route again. I've done that so many times. And that's always the fear. That's always been the answer. It's like, oh, I first got to take care of the finance situation. I've got to get a job. But then I never answer all these other questions about myself, right? So right now, I think the best goal for me is to work on my health and my discipline because I can start working on those right now. I can start working on those tomorrow. And I think just starting to get back into shape in like a decent physical condition is going to give me more confidence. It's going to improve my health and energy. And I really believe that through the process of just going to the gym 4 times a week and having that on my calendar is going to start building those foundations for discipline. It's going to start giving me that traction. Every day I have something to look forward to. Every day I got to wake up. I got to get going to the gym. I got to do this. And that's going to get me moving. That's going to get me more active. And every day I hope I can kind of get just a little bit stronger. It's not about trying to bench 500 pounds. I don't have any specific goals like that. It's just about getting into the gym, getting moving. And at this time, it's just kind of like I just need to be a little bit more healthy with myself. So I got the book. I'm starting to get myself a little bit more organized. I think today or tomorrow it's time to get myself a gym membership. So that's it for this one. I'll be back again soon. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll be back with my paperwork. Thanks for watching, and remember, never stop chasing life.